Living off the government. A hot topic for some. Well, the word around town is that the price of food stamps is going up. And Daddy Trump is putting a stop to the people who abuse these systems. Now, how true is all that? Who really knows? But it has made a lot of people come out and share their opinions surrounding this whole mess. Now, I'm personally not against food stamps or public assistance or anything like that. But some of these perspectives that you're going to hear in this video might shock you. Now, if you personally feel like you relate to anything discussed in this video, or you just simply like content like this where we discuss different topics about the collapsing society, feel free to like, comment your thoughts, opinions below, and subscribe to see my daily or bi-weekly uploads around here around 12 p.m. Central Time. And a huge shout out to everybody who supports me around here, especially my Patreon members, my channel memberships, and everybody who just supports the content. Now let's begin today's video.
I'm able to live solely off the government even though there's nothing wrong with me and nothing preventing me from working. I think solely because I applied so many times and they got tired of looking through my application.
Okay, how to rage bait the internet 101. If you want to get people to hate you in the comments, start off your video with saying something like this. But it's kind of, let's hear her out, okay? Are we doing something wrong, or should we be mad at her?
And I was really obnoxious. I called the DFACS office multiple times a day until they finally were like, okay, I think we can get you approved. And now
is that really how this works? Should we just all be in our work break rooms just hounding the government assistant offices? Is that really how it works?
now I get an ungodly amount of money every month, like $10,000 a month from the government.
What? Hold on, let me go back a second.
Like $10,000 a month.
Are these taxpayer dollars, people? How do I get so lucky?
From the government. I think just because I'm annoying. I think that's it. Now, I can't guarantee that being annoying is going to work for you and it's going to get you money from the government every month, but I encourage you to never stop trying.
Now, this is this lady replying to this TikTok comment saying, I'm confused. How do you just live off the government by choice? What am I doing wrong? And apparently we just have to beg the state and they'll fund us $10K a month. That's like almost double the average salary, depending on where you're located, for the majority of the US. So, do I fully believe her? I don't know. I almost feel like this is just made to rage bait people. But if this is true, we're gonna hear her out in another video right after this one, and her whole TikTok account seems to be surrounding this type of topic. So you can check her out right down there. It's you can see her at right down there. So if you want to go see for yourself, maybe it's all just clickbait. Who knows?
There's no harm in putting in the application multiple times. The worst they can say is no, and you already don't get any money from them. So what's the harm? Oh, another tip I have for you is do not get married under any circumstances. If you're already married, get divorced, even if you plan on staying together. Because if you are married, they're going to count your husband or your wife's income in with yours as well. And you're probably not going to get approved as fast.
Okay, so base your entire life around continuing this government assistance so you never have to work a real-time job and actually contribute to society as a whole. This is what's wrong with the American economy, is that people really just are able to do this in some sort of sense. Now, most people aren't making anywhere near 10K a month off these types of services, but a lot of people do use them to straight up live off of, and once you get on them, you get so comfortable that it's really hard to actually get off. And they really don't have any way for you. You're kind of allowed to be on there for as long as you want, as long as, you know, you're in the same position that you've been in forever. And that's kind of what Trump is going so hard about, is that, you know, kind of divvying up the pool of the people that are in there. But let's hear her out, I guess.
Be making like basically no money. My husband and I live off the government. We don't work. And this morning, you know, it's Sunday. This morning, I asked him where he wanted to go eat lunch because we always go out to eat on Sundays. And
how many of you work a job 9 to 5, probably more than 40 hours a week, possibly multiple jobs, and you still don't have the option to go out to eat any time of the week, let alone have a sole day dedicated to doing that with your hubby? Now, I'm not hating on this woman, like, you do you, girl, but at the same time, what makes you so privileged to be able to live so luxuriously off of our taxpayer dollars? Doesn't make much sense.
Sat me down and he said, I think it's best that we stop eating out on Sundays, considering Donald Trump got elected and pretty soon we're going to be without a paycheck because he's not going to give us any more money.
Daddy Trump's going to put us back to work. Now, I'm not a gung-ho Trump guy or anything like that. Fair enough, I don't really have many opinions on politics, although now being an adult, they definitely affect my actual livelihood. But they're so terrified. I mean, usually there's a stigma against being on government assistance plans like food stamps and stuff like that. I don't think personally there's necessarily anything wrong with that, especially if you're in the position of your life where you need these services. That's why they're there, to help the citizens. But a lot of people are now going this route where they're just bragging about how much money they get from not having to work, so to speak.
It wasn't until he said that it hit me how much this election affects our family directly. Because now we're both probably going to have to go get a job.
Oh
And so
no,
we're going to miss time with our kids. We're going to miss
that's going to look really rough on a resume. Hopefully, they can swing that around and make up some story the same way they did to the government service offices.
time together. It's just devastating because before our country was so great. People could just live off of the government. You know, you didn't really have to work unless you wanted to.
Is that what makes our country so great? I was so proud to be in America. I feel like our values are getting stripped from us every year.
But now with Trump, he's going to force everybody to go to work. And I don't think people realize that how devastating it is to trade your time for money when you could have just had money handed to you from the very beginning. It's awful. And now I'm like, we're not even going to have Sunday lunches out.
That woman gave me a migraine. In all reality, it's almost too obnoxious to even seem real. But if she is being, in any sense of the word, authentic, God bless your soul. Now, let's go into some other younger adults that are getting into the adulthood, workforce, modern day collapsing society, the economy, job market, housing market, all this stuff. Okay, the whole mess. And they're kind of saying there really is no stigma anymore about getting food stamps or getting any sort of government assistance because it's really the only way to survive these days.
Y'all, please be sure you is using the government to help pay for your rent, especially if you can't afford it. It's okay. It is okay. I think we grew up in a time and an age where it was like, oh, we use food stamps. If you use this, then you poor. No, then I'm just getting help. Be sure, go on your local.
Now, for the majority of my life, I'm 25 right now. For the majority of my life after I was 18, well, I really didn't really start working full time until after I was 18. And because I didn't go to college, I jumped straight into the workforce. Um, who knows how good that opinion is? At least I don't really have any debt, but um, I don't know. You can write your opinions down in the comments. Is it worth going to college these days, or is it better off just jumping into the workforce if you have the right occupation field in mind? But I never really had made more than $40,000 a year, so I probably could, in some circumstances, over half of the years I've been an adult, could have probably applied for these government services. I did live alone for 3 or 4 years in the inner cities. My rent was over $1,000 with all the utilities and the food every month. It was like over 50. It was like $1,500 a month. So I probably could have got some sort of government services, but I never really chose to do that route. Now I'm not against it, and I have been thinking about it lately since everybody keeps talking about it. It's kind of like the credit card thing. It's like, ooh, it's right there in front of you, but I don't know. There are other people out there who need it more than I do, and I don't want to take a spot from a family or some single mother who has 2 kids who needs it like that. Because I'm just living. I'm just living for myself right now. And fair enough. I'm very blessed to have a few of these different income streams through YouTube, TikTok. You guys do send a couple donations every here and there. Very appreciative. Thank you thank you for all the support. I'm very super grateful for my community I'm built up around here. But it does seem like the stigma of not having food stamps is going out the window. Even though they most people don't get a lot of money. Even when I was a kid, there was a time in my life where I was a kid. My mom did apply for food stamps. She got like $200. My dad was in the hospital, and it was just me and her. And yeah, but she did get like $200 a month. But that's still not really enough if you have a whole family. It is, but it depends on how you do it.
Housing authority websites and trying to figure out what you need to do, what you need to do to be qualified to get that. And sometimes a lot of y'all qualify, you just don't know because you're afraid to go up there.
That's true.
Bye.
So if you work for Walmart, you know the bonuses just dropped, right?
This video might give you goosebumps. Okay, so this guy's going to talk about Walmart. He's a Walmart worker, a wage slave employee, as some of you might call it. Some of these homeless kids who talk in the videos who don't want to work, they might call him that. But he's a hardworking man. A system. He is a citizen providing to the system. But he's going to talk about these Walmart bonuses that just came out, and apparently it's looking rough. Like, if these are the bonuses that we get these days, it's insane. I'm going to talk about the bonuses I've got in my past job history after we hear his.
So one of my coworkers is this older lady named Maria. She hella funny. She come to me and my other coworker talk about. She said the bonuses is dropped. You checked? You see how much money you got? Mijo, you check how much money you got. She telling us, right? And we sitting here like, wait, what? So she's showing us how to check the bonus. So she said, yeah, mijo, I got this and this amount. And then he checked his. He got about like 75 in his. I'm like,
He got $75. Okay.
you got 75 as a bonus. Hold on. I checked mine. Y'all peep this shit. Hey, that's a full tank in the Toyota, though.
That's a full tank in the Toyota. I ain't gonna lie. Now that's funny. Fair enough. Good mindset on him right here. But $23.54. I don't know how necessarily these bonuses get calculated. Back when I worked at Target, a few years back, I worked at Target so I worked restaurant jobs all before the pandemic, and then once the pandemic hit, all the restaurants got shut down. And then once like everything got back up and running, I was like, I want to get out of food. So I worked at Target, and then they put me in the deli because if you have food on your resume, you'll pretty much always be surrounded by food. But it's not bad. I don't mind it. And you get free meals every here and there depending on which food places you work for. But they did give bonuses at the beginning of the stuff. Usually they would just do the pizza parties and have snacks in the break room. That's the good thing about Target is they do actually have snacks in the break room a lot of the time. Even the vending machines are decently cheap in the break room. But then they stopped giving bonuses at all at the last 2-3 years I worked there. The first year or two they did every 6 months. The managers got a higher bonus of like $1,000. I think my bonus was like $500, which is actually a lot. Now, I remember at the end of the like 2 or 3 years into before the end of my working career there, I got like a $200 bonus. But again, I that was like 2 years before I really quit, because and that says at the end, but I was thinking about quitting the half time I worked there. But anyway, so bonuses don't even really seem to exist anymore, which is kind of upsetting to think because what's really the incentive to go above and beyond and work 2 or 3 people's um, jobs when you're only getting one person's pay if you don't really have the incentive of maybe getting a bonus, and the races are pretty much lackluster these days. Anyway, I would love to know all your guys' thoughts and opinions regarding government assistance, food stamps. You guys have personally ever used them yourself? If you know people who have in your family, your friends, or your life, or if you have any sort of thoughts and opinions about them, using them or not using them. And the people that do use them and abuse them, if you know people who abuse them, maybe you have stories of your own that you can share, because I know some of the videos I may be putting in this video today might not be necessarily as authentic as the internet likes to believe it is, but at the same time, I know there are a lot of people out there who do use this to get ahead or get by or just live. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions down below about that. Now, into a little bit of a chatting with Josh segment, I actually have been working some side gigs and stuff because, as you guys know, I am unemployed myself. I am a content creator, so I do have some sources of income through these content endeavors, but it's lackluster and very hit or miss, and it's not very consistent compared to what you want for a livelihood occupation. So I do these side gigs every here and there. I go on Facebook Marketplace and I buy and sell stuff. I go on Facebook and I do little side gigs. For example, I'll throw a picture up right here. It was a winter storm over the last 48 hours. Me and my current location in the Midwest, we got over like 8 inches of snow. So, that is a money opportunity. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I shoveled some sidewalks and driveways and made a little bit of money through that. And just something to get me by for a week or two. And it's always good to have these little different side hobbies and side hustles. It's funny because side hobbies these days are just all side hustles. A hobby isn't a hobby unless it makes a buck. That's kind of what 2025 feels like these days. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys who love and support around here, especially the Patreon supporters, the channel memberships, and just everybody who rocks me around here. Yeah, but now that I did get a few bucks, I'm probably going to get some nice food for lunch. I woke up early, took a shower, put my laundry in the washer dryer, and I'm going to record some content today and then continue looking through Facebook for some gigs. And also, I've been applying for some jobs myself. Who knows? Maybe I'll sign up for food stamps today. We'll see. But anyways, I do appreciate all your guys' love and support, and I will see you in the next one.